Well, welcome back folks, welcome back to part 2 of this little Wales adventure. If you watched last week's video, you'll know that I blanked pretty hard on the back of Tommy Joe's recommendation. And I'm sure you've all been dying to know where I ended up fishing. So, we are on the Conway Estuary. Now, I will say, I've been chatting with Darren, who runs the Shore Huggers Facebook group. He has strongly recommended not to fish here unless I've got crab, which is a bait that I haven't got. So we've still got worm, we've still got rag, I've just realised that that's just peeling line, and we've still got squid. So that's what we've got to deal with. I have fished here before. The tide does absolutely lick through. You can probably see it. If not, I'll get a video and I'll put it over the top of this soundbite. But the tide does lick through, but I'm hoping I'm in a bit of a back eddy here. We are continuing to target bass and flatties, so we've gone even lighter than last week. What I will say is I've swapped out the Akios reels for my faithful Penn Spinfishers. I haven't had chance to spool up the Akios spare spools with braid yet, and to be honest, after the session earlier on, I have lost faith in mono, especially with this tide run ripping through here. So we're back on braid, we're back on the Spinfishers. So rod number 1 then, with my Penn Spinfisher 5500 long cast, is the Akios Airlyte 355, 1 to 4 ounce rod, and on the end of there I've got a 2 hook clip down rig with worm baits on and a 3 ounce rolling lead. I've put that sort of in the margins, I guess you'd call it, somewhere sort of 15 foot off, down there, downstream, upstream, downstream, downstream, and I'm just going to let that move around in the tide and do what it needs to do. And then the rod closest to you guys is another new rod for me, with my Penn Spinfisher 7500 long cast, which is absolute overkill, but it is what it is. It is the Century Nsure, which again is another 1 to 4 ounce rod. On there I've got a spreader bar, again with just worm baits, and a 3 ounce gripper. As I say, I am completely ignoring people's advice. I took Tommy's advice in last week's video, that hasn't paid off. I'm completely ignoring Darren's advice, and I've come down here with ragworm, lugworm and squid. We're going to target flatties, we're going to target bass. I'm in two minds whether to fish here or to fish Mostyn. So I've decided it's 7 o'clock, high tide isn't till 10. So we're going to fish here for an hour, see if there's anything doing. If nothing's doing here, the van is about a 2-minute walk away. I'm going to sling everything in there, we're going to pile down to Mostyn, and we're going to go and have a crack down there. And at Mostyn we'll probably get the bigger rods out and target rays. So that is the plan of attack. Like I say, we're going to give it an hour. If we get nothing, we will wrap up, we'll disappear off somewhere else, and I'm going to fuss this cute little doggy. Hello, hello, don't go in there. What's this? What's this? Oh, you're just like my Max, you are. Great recall. You stay with me? Sit, sit. Oh, good boy. Sit. Paw? Do you know Paw? Yeah, you know Paw. Good boy. That's it, I've gained a dog, have I? Ready? You ready? Says I'm staying here. Leaving? Leaving? Little rat bag. Such a good looking boy. There was this good looking boy, look. Who does that remind you of? Alright, you've got to go up there, look. You ready? Because your owner's up there, she's shouting you. I get in trouble with dog owners for kidnapping dogs. There you go. No, No, he's like, no, I'm going down here. I'm going down here. Oh, is he going back? He's thinking about it. No new dog for me. Anyway, let's see if we can find some fish, eh? This, the Akios Airlyte has gone from being bent over to going really slack. Oh, now it's snagged up. What is that all about? Alright, let's walk down, see if we can free it off. This could be a really, really short session. Let's have a wander down here. See if we can get, like I say, I didn't chuck it too far, so hopefully we can come on the side of it. I was recording, but apparently not. So, as a result of that first cast, loads and loads of weed. I managed to get the gear back. Unfortunately, whatever I snagged into, straightened that hook. Completely straightened that hook. So, yeah. I tie a new hook on, send it back out, but as I said, this could be quite a quick session. I think that tells me just about everything I need to know. Yeah, I reckon it's KFC and Mostin time. Right, oh, welcome to Mostin then. Don't switch off straight away. I know it's a mark that's not been particularly friendly to me, but as you've seen earlier, the Conway estuary definitely wasn't the one. So we've got nothing to lose by coming and trying. It's another 30 miles closer to home. So we're here. Now I know the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and hoping for a different outcome. But we have come to a different mark. Slightly further up the river, and we're targeting rays. So slight change to the setup from what we saw earlier. Brought the big rods back out. We've got the Akios Airpower, and on there I've got a big pulley Pennel rig with squid baits, and then we've got the Akios Fury FX420, and I've just got that 2-hook flapper that we were using earlier with worm baits. So we're set up with fishing. I think we've got about 3/4 an hour to high water. We're probably going to fish it till maybe midnight. We'll see what the tide pool's like later on. Let's see if we can't finish this trip with some fish, eh? As you said that, I'm just watching that Fury and I can't tell if that's twanging about in the tide. It shouldn't be at this state of the tide. They're not particularly big tides. I think we're just over 7 metres today, so we should be all good. I've got a 7-ounce lead on there, and it is just getting the occasional flick. Like I say, 2-hook flapper on there with size 1/0s, I think they are on there, just with worm baits, lug baits. See if we can't find a few flatties. Anyway, if we get any action, as always, I'll bring you straight back. That's a good run. That's a very good run. Oh, I took my phone down there, look. It's gone slack. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this. I'm still on, yeah, still on. We're in. My boy's steady down here. Yes. Lovely little ray. Lovely little ray. Let's get him landed. Oh, stunner. Yes. Get him, Mostyn. That time. Right. Bring it around here. That's sat down on there. Rod in the rest. Get you around here and show you. So I've got circle up nicely in the jaws. Might need the pliers to get that out. Try and spin her around. Come on, let go of it. There we go. Finally, a lovely, not sure if you can see that in the camera, just make sure, a lovely little ray. Little female, no monster by any means, maybe £3 possibly, but certainly well deserved with my history on Mostyn anyway. Get a few photos and we'll get sent back. That was by far and away the best start to a Mostyn session that I've ever had, and hopefully a sign of good things to come. It is, I've just rebaited both rods, just coming up to 10 PM, so we're just coming over high water, so we're about to find out just how hard this tide run is going to hit us and just how much longer we can fish for. I'm hoping to get another couple of hours in. Like I say, they're not massive tides, so hopefully if I could fish to midnight I'll be ecstatic at that, but we are about to find out. Let me tell you, it's getting a little bit uncomfortable out here. That wind is swirling round, and hold on a minute, that might be a little bit of a pull down. Just go move the rods a little bit, bear with. And we are back in the room. Yeah, I just had to go and lower the rods down in the rod stand because that wind's getting up. I've now got wind with tide, so it's pulling on the rod rest, and the last thing that I want to do is watch the rods go over, because we all know Mostyn is famed for me and rods going over. Does that go any brighter? Oh, that's not the one. That might be a bit better. Don't look quite as pale now in the camera. But yeah, oh, it is bitter. So it is, what time are we on? What time are we on? Coming up to 11 PM. I'm probably going to give it one last cast each. Let's call it one last cast each. I have just rebaited, so you know, we'll give these baits a good soak, and then we'll probably go for one more cast, and then I think at that point it'll be time to wrap up, get the heater on, head off for a McDonald's. I didn't call for a KFC on the way here. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that earlier. I was going to call for a KFC, but I was hell bent on getting over here in the daylight and getting set up. So yeah, I am hungry, to say the least. Well, there we have it then. It is 11:30 at night, at the end of a rather long day. Well, not quite at the end, I've got to get home yet, but you know what I mean. I was hoping after that first cast ray that that was going to set the tone for the night, but that was the only bite that we had. So there we go. But another feather in the cap, and I feel like I'm starting to get to grips with Mostyn now. I've learnt a couple of things about that mark tonight as well. So you never know, you might see a full day session up on Mostyn from me soon. I think the moral of the story is ignore Uncle Tommy, listen to Uncle Daz. And on that, I don't think there's a great deal else to say. We haven't managed to put a bend in that Airlyte today. it's a cracking feeling rod. I'm looking forward to some good fights on that this year. God only knows where we're going to end up next. Could be the East Coast, could be back over here again. Yeah, I really don't know. I've probably got one more day session in me before we go to Lanzarote. I don't think I'm going to get a chance to do the 2 or 3 day trip that I wanted to do to Anglesey. Trust me, if I get a chance, I'll be there. Although probably not fishing with Tommy, because obviously he doesn't know where the fish are at. Yeah, other than that, I think the only thing for me to say is I'm off to McDonald's, if it's still open. Hopefully it's a 24-hour one. Get some food, and thanks for watching. Probably been a short video this session, but sometimes that's the way it goes. So yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time, take care, tight lines.